Selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
As easy as pie?
Sure. All you have to do is enter your license plate or VIN.
As easy as a stroll in the park.
Okay, then just answer a few questions and you'll get a real offer in seconds.
As easy as singing.
Why not? Schedule a pickup or drop off and Carvana will pay you that amount right on the spot.
As easy as playing guitar.
Actually, I find that kind of difficult. But selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
Can be.
Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get an instant offer today.
Celebrity voice impersonation not an endorsement. Why go to a single furniture store when you can go to Big Sandy Superstore? Shop and compare America's top 5 mattress brands, plus Nectar and Purple. And choose from over 22,000 in-stock appliances from the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Or furnish the room of your dreams with a large selection of American-built furniture. With financing plans for just about anyone, there's nowhere else quite like it. Big Sandy Superstore.
The following podcast is a Green Fresh Media production.
Hello, good morning, angels, and welcome back to Morning Rae. I'm your host, Lani, and I'm here with...
I don't even know what to say. This is so weird. we are back at it again. I'm
Oh my God.
goodness. Am I,
It's been like 10.
emotional?
It's been like 10 million years, guys. We're coming up on our 1 year.
I know.
Actually, I feel like it's our 1
Wait,
year
that's
on the
in
11th.
3 days or 4 days.
Four?
Oh
When
my
you're listening to
God.
this, it would have passed, but this is our 50th episode. Yes, it's been like a year, but we don't have 52 episodes because we had a few delays with COVID and birthday. So
Oh yeah, I was about to say,
yes.
but it's a good number for the year. Wow. Oh my
Yeah.
God. This year flew by.
Yeah, like holy shit, like I still am like, oh, I'm a new podcast. Like, no bitch, like it's 1 year.
Yeah, same with just anything with social media. I'm like, I guess an influencer. I don't know. And I always hesitate. I'm like, it's been almost 2 years. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're getting paid and killing it and going to influencer events. Like, this is, yeah, that's what you are. I'm like, surprise.
Surprise. It's like I feel like we all kind of downplay it a little bit. Like even
Yeah.
me, like I guess you guys have read the title of this episode is about dating, but when I go on dates and a guy will I don't bring it up to them really
Yeah.
sometimes.
I'm
Like
always
sometimes I
intrigued.
will.
Like, I'm so intrigued to see
Sometimes
what guys, how they react to it. It's interesting.
yes. Yes. Especially
Yeah.
now that my following isn't super small anymore. And so they're like, you're famous. Or I found your TikTok and you're low key famous. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not. I'm just a normal person. Please. Do
Yeah.
not.
No, I was at a bar on Friday and I wasn't not crying and having a bad night, but I went to the bar to get another glass of rosé, and the next day I get a DM in my request, and this girl was like, "Were you at the bar? At this bar in the city? I'm pretty sure I saw you. Someone else served you, but I meant to say hi, blah blah blah, and then you left." And I was like, what? People are recognizing me, and I don't even have it even close to as big of a following as you, but it's just such a weird concept. I'm like, what the heck? I'm
Yeah.
always just shook by it.
I remember being in a bar pre-pandemic and I had maybe 8,000 followers at that
Yeah.
point. And this random girl obviously older than me because the demographic of the bar was late 20s, early 30s,
Yeah.
and this is when I was just turned 20. And she comes up to me and she's like, "Are you Lani B Fit?" I was like, "Yes." Who are you?
Yeah,
she's
yeah, who are you?
Who are you? She's like, "Oh, I follow you." And
That's
I'm like, "Oh,
crazy.
wow. What are the odds?" That was
Yeah.
that's not even my target audience. Majority of my followers are 18 to 24, and she was definitely closer to 30. She was a bit
Yeah.
more mature. And I was like, this is weird. I don't know how
That's
celebrities
crazy.
deal with this and
I know.
paparazzi coming after them. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
I don't
can't
know how to
imagine
deal.
that. I've always seen them talk about it in interviews. I'm like, I could never get used to that. Not being able to walk down the street to grab coffee without someone being like, "Oh my God, Jennifer Aniston." As a celebrity, I just can't imagine that.
Yeah, me either. But I feel like since it's been a while since you've been on the pod, Leah, why don't you introduce yourself? Who are
Ooh.
you? Where are you from? And what is your zodiac sign?
Wow. So I'm Lea Andriola on social media. I am Lifestyle by Leah, and I'm from New Jersey, but I'm currently living in New York City. My zodiac sign's a Sagittarius, and my birthday is in 18 days. It's on Thanksgiving. So I'll be 25. I'm
Oh
pretty
my
excited.
God. Are you gonna have
I'm
a
so
quarter life crisis?
I think so. I'm having like a huge party for it, and I think after the party, I will indeed crawl in
I
under a
think
rock.
from my experience with those turning 25, it hits about a month after.
Yeah, I feel like I'm super excited because I feel like it's going to be my year. But then my mom keeps saying that this past year was my year, but I'm like, and that's why I feel like a month after turning 25, I'm going to realize it's like not my year and like have a freak out and like panic attack. So, but yeah, that's me.
Awesome. And Leah used to be the producer. She's actually the reason how I started Morning Rae. So, welcome back to the pod. But let's get into our weekly intention, shall we? My weekly intention, this is really ambitious of me. I honestly don't remember if I made it my weekly intention last week, so I'm really sorry. Probably failing at it, but 7 to 8 hours of sleep is my intention. What about you, Leah?
That's a good one. I wish. Mine is I would say getting to the gym at least 4 times, and if not, like going on a long walk or something. Because I really am trying to get back into routine and just like working on myself and everything again. I feel like I kind of fell out of it a bit, so definitely getting to the gym.
Yes, we back. And like I feel like it's like totally cool. Like I feel like everyone's always like you need to stay on routine and like it like sometimes there's like connotations like it's bad to fall off track, but I think it really shows that it's a lifestyle when you're able to like
Yeah,
go through these fluctuations and like lean back into those good habits that you built, and it's a lot easier to like get back into it. Like yes, the initial like workout or the initial like home cooked meal or like going to bed earlier can be like a bit challenging, but I feel like once you kind of like get those gears grease, like
yeah.
it's like smooth sailing.
Yeah, I feel like if you call it like a diet or something, you're more likely to be harder on yourself if you break it, let's say, as I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
like quotation marks that they can't see.
Quotations.
But if it's a lifestyle, like you said, it's easier to like if you fall out of it, getting back into it, you're not necessarily as hard on yourself, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like it's a lot easier because you're less likely, not that you don't, but you're less likely to have like an all or nothing mindset around
Yeah,
it. And that makes it a lot easier because it takes that mental pressure that you're and like putting that on a pedestal away.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I agree.
And into our tip of the week. So, my tip of the week is I find I'm using my phone way too much and I'm mindlessly scrolling on my phone, and I always notice like my mood is like significantly worse if I'm on my phone too much. So, my tip of the week is to be disciplined with your phone. Like treat yourself like you are a child and kind of like force yourself to put the phone away, put the phone on do not disturb, put it in a different room. Encourage yourself to leave your phone away from your bed so that you go to bed earlier. These are like all things I'm trying to tell myself.
Yeah,
Um, but just like don't be afraid to discipline yourself. Like it's okay to say no to yourself for certain things and kind of like I guess like baby yourself a little bit. Like it's totally okay and like not everything's going to be like motivation driven. Like discipline is a thing, and I feel like a lot of people are always asking me how do you wake up super early every morning? How are you always motivated? How are you always motivated to eat quote unquote healthy or continue to work out? It really isn't always motivation. A lot of the time it's discipline. So learn how to discipline yourself, whatever may look to you, but ensure that it's like a healthy discipline. We don't want to encourage unhealthy behaviors and thought patterns that could potentially lead down into orthorexia if we're talking about like health and wellness.
yeah.
Um, but discipline is very healthy and good for you. What's your tip of the week if you have one?
Um, I would say to try I am doing exactly what you're doing, and it's like a tip that I also need to listen to, I feel like, but like keep like yourself organized. This has always been a thing for me, like writing to-do lists at the beginning of the week for like the whole week, and then like smaller ones for the beginning of each day. I find it just
Mhm.
easier when I'm juggling a 9 to 5 job and content creation, as well as like maybe returning packages at the post office or like going grocery shopping. So it's just like a lot. I find it to be a lot easier for me to keep organized and actually like sticking with it. And it's like so satisfying to cross things off of your list. So yeah, that
Mhm.
would be my tip.
Do you like to handwrite your to-do list, or do you do it on
Oh
your
yeah.
phone, or a combination of both?
I guess it depends. If it's like a to-do list of things I need to do outside of like my home, then I will write it on my phone. But 9 times out of 10, I've already written it down. Like I'll have
Mhm.
two. But when
That's like
I'm,
me.
yeah, but like for work stuff, I write it down, and like day-to-day stuff, I write it down, I guess. But if it's like a week long one, I guess I write it on my phone. Like I already have one started for my birthday party, and it's not for another 2 weeks, but I have a to-do list for it, and that's on my phone.
We love to-do lists. We love a to-do list queen.
That would be me. That's me.
Okay, and current faves. Mine are super random.
Very
If
random.
you've been watching my stories, like maybe you know. If you've been watching my YouTube channel, maybe you know. But my first one is M&M's. I don't know. This like just came to mind when I was putting out the template, but I've just been craving M&M's like nonstop. I don't know why. I was never an M&M's kid. In Canada, we have Smarties. I always preferred Smarties over M&M's. They're not the Smarties that you're thinking. You're thinking we call those Rockets. The candy like
Skittles?
they're like no. Okay, I've heard, I don't know, maybe this isn't true. In America, you guys we call them rockets. It's like in a plastic
Yeah. I'm
wrap
looking
and
it up.
it's like little,
Oh. Oh.
yeah,
I
Smarties.
looked I looked it up.
Apparently, then search up rockets, Canadian rockets.
Wait, what? Oh my God. Wait, it's labeled like wait, it's literally labeled as rockets. Like your Smartie packages say rockets on them.
Yes, because they're called rockets. And then Smarties are like the Canadian M&M, I guess, but they only come like it's only chocolate.
That's
Like there's no.
fascinating. The more you know, episode over. Like that was I'm shocked. I never knew that. I
An
hope everyone is
American and a
on their
Canadian
phone, like
walked
Googling
into a
right now.
Canadian.
Everyone's gonna be like looking at the two. They're just like they have a picture of Smarties next to Rock. Wow.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
we call them rockets, and then our Smarties are like M&Ms, I guess, but different. Like they
Hmm.
come in a cardboard box,
Yeah.
and like you can pour them into your hand.
Do the is there a plastic bag within the box, or is it just a cardboard box?
No,
Oh,
it's just a
okay.
cardboard
Because
box.
that's how the M&Ms would come if it's in a box here.
Interesting. We don't. I don't think I've ever seen M&Ms in a box in Canada. Maybe because like Smarties like owns that. I don't know.
I'm like, do I
Mind
need to take a
blown.
trip to Canada just to go to the nearest convenience store and then like drive back here? So I'm like so confused. Wow.
I will send you some Smarties, our Smarties
Yeah,
in the mail.
please.
Yes, they are bomb. Okay, second favorite. Sunrise walks, although I don't think this is going to happen anymore now that we have fucking daylight savings.
Ridiculous.
But I was really loving waking up, of course, at like 6:20 and then going on a walk in the morning instead of working like doing a like lifting workout or like a run. Just going on a 5 kilometer walk as like this it's literally dark when I leave. It gets like the sun goes up like by the time I'm done. But now like the sun is gonna rise at 7, so I
Yeah.
feel like this isn't gonna exist anymore, but that was a current fave of mine. Sadly, daylight savings has taken this away. Also, I swear we were canceling daylight savings. Like I remember there being a whole negotiation thing last year about it.
Yeah, I don't really, I mean, I get it. And I saw something recently about like everyone just kind of picks and chooses different days to do it or something. Like other countries do it differently than we do. I don't know if that's true, but I don't know. I just hate that like you wake up and it's dark and you go to sleep and it's dark.
I feel like my list of things to buy, to do, activities that involve spending money is never ending around the holidays, making the idea of investing and saving and thinking about your future to be a little bit more challenging, a little bit more overwhelming. Acorns makes it easy to start automatically saving and investing for you, your kids, and your retirement, even during the holidays. You don't need to be an expert. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that matches you. You don't need a ton of time. You can create your Acorns account and start automatically investing your money in just 5 minutes. You don't need to be rich. Acorns lets you get started with the spare money you've got right now. That could be $5 a day or even just your spare change. That's right, Acorns can round every purchase you make up to the dollar and automatically invest your spare change for you. And you can get bonus investments just for buying the stuff you need from the brands you love. I personally love Acorns. It's simplified the investment process, which can be overwhelming and intimidating, but it just makes it so simple, so easy, and something more accessible no matter how much money you have to invest. Head to acorns.com/Alana or download the Acorns app to start saving and investing for your future today. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/Alana. I'm super excited about today's sponsor. They've sponsored the podcast before, and this is a topic I'm super passionate about. I fear that us as girls struggle with PMS far more than we should, and we really shouldn't. I truly get the worst PMS symptoms. My boobs are sensitive, my face breaks out, my sugar controllings are out of whack. I feel like I'm just a bottomless pit. My mood is not the vibe, and Estro Control has been super helpful in helping manage those PMS symptoms and making that time of the month a lot more enjoyable. Estro Control is a formula developed by Happy Mammoth, a supplement company dedicated to making women's lives easier. Say no more. Estro Control contains science-backed herbal extracts that help support hormonal health, especially if you are someone like myself who struggles with PMS. It was created to help women feel like themselves all month long and to not struggle with the feelings PMS can cause. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code Alana at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code Alana for 15% off today.
Yeah, but also like I'd rather it be dark in the morning and then still kind of light later than like neither.
Yeah, the fact that it gets
Like,
dark, it's like 4:30 here. I'm like, no, it just makes me so sad.
yeah, like in Canada at one point in the winter, I don't know if this happens in New York because you guys are closer to the equator than us, but it will literally be dark at 4.
Yeah, ours wouldn't be till like 5. Like that's wild.
Like the shortest day, I'm pretty sure is like maybe 4:30. Like it's bright
Yeah,
until
our
then.
sunrise
Like,
is like 6:30 and the sunset's like 4:45.
yeah,
Is
no,
what?
the days get really short in Canada. It,
Damn.
don't like it.
Yeah.
And my final favorite, at first I did not like this, but now I actually have decided that I really like it because I got the proper brush to apply it, is the It Cosmetics CC cream. I feel like I'm really, really late on this bandwagon. They did send it to me, but I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I wear the shade Fair Medium, and I use this foundation brush from Sephora. I'm not really sure. It's like the Sephora Cosmetics foundation brush, and I really like it. And I've been wearing it for date nights out. Wow, I can't speak today.
No, that's a good one. I like It Cosmetics. They have good stuff.
They do. And what are your current faves, Leah?
Okay, so my first one is, if you follow me, you would know this, and Lani recently just asked me to send her some, but it would be Ralph's Coffee. And specifically, I've been doing a dirty chai with oat milk and 2 shots of espresso, and I have to say that is like my drink for the fall winter right now. So definitely obsessed with that, and if you're in New York City, you have to go to Ralph's. I highly recommend. My second one, I would say, would be like after dinner walks. I'm getting back into them and dragging my boyfriend into doing that as well. So I used to do it all the time when I was home with my parents, and now I'm trying to get at least like a mile in after dinner. Um, and my last one would be the super high rise flared yoga pants, not flared leggings.
Flared leggings. Oh my god, I actually wanted to slap you when you texted me about the she was like, "Does Lulu have flared leggings?"
Look, like I don't know. It
No.
wasn't a good day. But
I'm
I'm
pretty sure
wearing
we even
them.
had a full episode about this
We
together.
did. Yeah, we went back and forth like that was back in the day. But I'm wearing them right now. They just came in the mail. They are yoga pants, and I like them a lot. So that those are my top three.
Channeling your early 2000s,
100%.
clearly.
Yeah.
Oh, also, quick disclaimer about Ralph's in case you guys are idiots like me. It's by Ralph Lauren. So,
You're not the first person, I have to say. Like, a lot of people don't realize. And yes, I do get a discount because I work at Ralph Lauren, but I mean, I would still get it. Like, it's around the corner from where I am. So it's easy and it's so good. And you've seen like other people come to the city
yeah.
and go there
Like
who
JC
don't.
Marie went. I
Yeah.
saw that
Like,
she went.
I know that Carolina goes all the time and a few other like people in our wellnessy world. I'm like, it's not just me, I swear, who likes it. But yeah, it's Ralph Lauren.
Is the dirty
She made it.
chai hot or cold?
It's
Cold.
hot.
I feel like
I made
it's hot.
Well, I've done both, but right now I'm in a weird hot phase. I'm usually the girl who's
Same.
iced in all seasons, but no, I've been doing hot drinks.
Same. I've been very into hot drinks. I don't know if it's because I'm walking everywhere and I'm like, I need something to keep me warm. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like comforting and soothing.
It's like a comfort meal. That's not a meal, but like how comfort meals just make you feel good. Like drinking
Yes.
it right now for some reason is just so comforting. Like it's just a comfort drink.
Yes. 110%.
Okay, hear me out. You guys know that I absolutely love coffee. I love espresso. I love my iced lattes. I love my coffee in the morning. It's what gets me out of bed. I love my lattes. And that's where Two Bears comes in. Two Bears, it has the mission to energize your mission, your moments, and to do that with the highest quality ingredients that are plant based, nutritious, and innovative, and hear me out, guilt free. They offer a variety of different products. They use flash brewing, not cold brewing, giving a better taste and consistency. They are nitro, frothy, creamy, and uplifting. And you can trust them for using the highest quality ingredients and having a clean label. With higher quality natural and plant based ingredients, from the coffee to the oat milk, you know you are getting the good stuff. They are also sustainable from their packaging to plant based ingredients. Oats use less water than any other plant based or non dairy milk, and they are proudly Canadian with their Canadian oats sourced from Saskatchewan. They have incredible lattes. They have black coffee, even their black flash brew. I love their vanilla oat latte. It is incredible. And you can use code MorningRae10 for 10% off at twobears.ca. That is code MorningRae10, the numbers 10 at twobears.ca. Check out Two Bears, and thank you, Two Bears, for sponsoring today's episode of Morning Rae.
But let's get into the bulk of the episode, what you guys clicked on this for, because we're already 18 minutes in, or however long it is when it's edited. Let's get into our dating history. I mean, I don't really have much relationship history, but I have lots of dating history. I've been on,
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you how many guys I went out with this summer, but it's okay. We're in our early 20s.
She's living her Sex in the City life in Toronto.
Literally. But let's start off with your dating history. How many boyfriends have you had? What is your longest relationship? What is a relationship that like changed you? Like, I don't know. Give me the juicy
The deep.
shit.
So
Yes.
I'm in one right now. I've only been in one other one that was I can't speak English. That relationship started my senior year of college, and it lasted almost 2 years. I broke up with him a month before our 2-year anniversary. Um, so that was the longest, which I guess changed me in its own ways, also just learning a lot about myself and having to take a step back and realize I didn't even love myself. So how could I let somebody else love me? And then I met my current boyfriend almost 6 months ago, and he changed me in ways as well. Like just being like realizing like what I deserve and like that I that he's a good person and everything. And like we have a lot in common, which has been amazing. So, but I've been on really crappy dates. Don't get me wrong. It took a lot to get there. I told him the bar was so low as a joke because the dates I went on before him were just not it. So,
And we'll
I'm
get
like,
into that later because we headed to Instagram and asked you guys about your worst dating stories. So
yeah.
we have that at the very end. So stay listening to get all the tea. There are
And
some juicy ones.
also, I'm just saying for time frame, my like the fact that my first relationship wasn't until I was 23. Like I always tell my cousin this, and she's in high school and she's like so nervous that she hasn't had a relationship yet because I think kids are
Me.
just like fast track now with social media and everything. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
take a deep breath. It is so fine. And like my mom would tell me that. I'm like, Mom, you're a different generation. You don't understand. But like this is coming from someone who's like 24 now. I'm like, it's okay. Like you don't need to be jumping into a relationship yet. Don't worry.
Yeah, I always talk to my therapist. I'm like, I'm going to end up alone. I'm just going to end up alone. I've decided at this point I've given up, but I mean, I'm being sarcastic, but at the same time I'm really
You're
not.
like, no.
But no. But we're okay. We're okay. For my dating history, my longest in quotations relationship was 6 months, and it was in high school. It was the guy I went to prom with, who is now dating my best friend. If you have listened to if you've listened to some previous episodes, you guys know exactly who I'm talking about. And then I want to say like my most serious quote unquote relationship, like it was never official, but we were clearly very much dating, was from December 2020 till March 2021 ish. That was
He
probably
who
like my
shall
most
not
like
be named.
serious. That he's not me name. He is now not even living in the country, so it's okay.
Oh, things have changed.
Things have changed. He's now living in Leah's country, so
I'm like, you can have him back. We don't want him here either.
no hate. We learned lots about ourselves and our
Yeah.
relationships. Don't regret anything. But let's move on to our online dating experiences. I feel like those who didn't really online date before the pandemic went
Or
into
now.
online dating, and it's become like a lot more predominant thing. I feel like it's also changed a lot.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about our fave dating apps because you met your current boyfriend on a dating app.
I was
Yes.
about to say we're both like weirdly perfect for this conversation. I met both of them on dating apps.
Okay, awesome. Same
Yeah.
with like
And
my
like you're
last
using them.
experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, I know. I've had my way around the apps.
Okay, so which ones are your fave? Which ones do you hate and why?
So I originally downloaded Hinge as a joke with friends, and then had like deleted it, re-downloaded it in college, and that's how I met my ex. I never even tried any other ones previously. So after ending things with him and downloading apps again, I assumed that would be like the first one I went to, but actually, good old Locks Club was, and Lanny and I downloaded that around the same time, and we're just like delving deep into that whole world, and it was had just started. Like now, it's obviously a lot
Mhm.
bigger. I enjoyed it. I don't think like I ended up preferring Hinge. I downloaded that shortly after. It's just like a lot of just the little features annoyed me a bit more with Locks Club versus Hinge. Like you couldn't swipe like endlessly or whatever.
Mhm.
I did end up paying for Hinge, and me and my current boyfriend Max have gotten into like a little spat about that because he's like, really, you pay for it? Like, what the heck? I came across some people who were not my cup of tea in terms of politics and political beliefs, and I was like, maybe I could just cut these fellas out if I pay however much, and maybe I won't have to pay for long if I find someone sooner. So
I like the logic.
yeah, so I've never downloaded Bumble or Tinder, I don't think. But I mean, my brother has found girlfriends on both of those. I've just never used them. I feel like Hinge is just like nicer.
Yeah, I would say like Hinge is like the elite, and like if you're looking for more than like just like a casual like hookup
Yeah.
or fling, like Hinge is like you're more likely to find people that are a bit more serious about dating and aren't just looking for a quick hookup
Yeah.
situation, a sneaky link if you will. Um Hinge is like by far my favorite. I feel like it's the classiest. I've also used Raya. I somehow got
Oh yeah.
approved for that. I paid for that for 6 months. That's the only app I've ever paid for. And then Locks Club. Yes, that you have to pay for that, but I have a membership
Yeah.
because I like became friends with the girl on the social media that runs their social media. So I have like a lifetime membership. I
Is
hope
it
I
with
don't need
Are
a
you friends with
lifetime membership.
Ruby?
I don't remember her name.
Oh, okay. Because I was like just with someone recently who said that they work there. And she was like, asking about my experience with it. Yeah, I'm like, you don't need a lifetime membership to Lux.
It's like, do you think I'm gonna be like single forever?
Yeah.
Clearly, they
Just
think so too.
I'm like, this is what we need to talk about in therapy this week. Like, you're gonna be fully like swiping at like 87. Is that is that what she thinks you need to be doing?
I think so. I think they know what my destiny is, and it's gonna be that I'm gonna be a lifelong, what is the word, ambassador for
Yeah.
Locks Club.
A lonely Jew just in need of some swiping.
Oh my god. Yeah, so I've only like the only apps that I will touch are Hinge, Locks Club, and Raya. I don't currently have Raya. I don't feel like paying for it. Also, I would say Locks Club is like the Jewish version of
Yeah.
Raya.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
I just don't love how you can't like do it geographically. Like I'm talking to boys in New York.
Oh, that was one
Um,
of the things I hated about Locks Club. Yeah, I'd like have people from Canada and California, and I'm like, I live in New York. Like, that's not helpful to me, and you can't change it.
yeah, but most of them are in New York. Also, I've learned that the tall Jewish cute men live in LA and New York and not in Toronto. So I
And to
think that's a
me, they're on
sign.
Hinge. I feel like they're more on Hinge, in my opinion. But then again,
Yes,
my
but Kate,
Max was
I
on both.
find I find in Toronto a lot of the Jewish boys don't put that they're Jewish, so you can't like put the Jewish filter on
Hmm.
because then they don't get picked up because then I feel like I get like all the not cute men.
Well, that's a thing about Hinge that I learned that you don't have, I think no matter what you have to say on your profile, like a religion or a political belief, but it doesn't have to show on your actual profile.
Yeah.
So when I paid for it, like it doesn't always show up that everyone's Jewish. Like I don't think it said it on Max's profile or like someone else I went on a date with. Like I didn't know his political belief. He was Jewish and like it did cause some problems. But like that is interesting that you don't have to technically say you're Jewish. That
Yeah, but
means
then
you.
even like if I then put on the Jewish filter, like some boys like wouldn't come up. Like the
Mhm.
algorithm still wouldn't pick them up.
Yeah.
So then I would like leave it not. I don't know.
I tried
But
both, but yeah. I
yes.
guess that just depends. Do you want someone in that's the same religion as you, which definitely is a conversation, I think. Um, in it of itself,
In
whatever
its
that
own.
in
In
it,
its
yeah,
own.
to like talk about
Yes.
with yourself if you want to be with someone.
Yes.
I don't know. I think it's easier.
I feel like that like for me was like definitely something like I explored this summer. Like I want to say a lot of the times this summer I wasn't going out with guys who were Jewish, and I would always kind of have like one Jew that I was seeing at a time, but it wasn't really like there was
Sorry, just
always
the
just
way
a
you
Jew.
said it. There's just one Jew just like in the mix always. Just a little
Like
spice.
I would have like a roster of like 3 and like one of them would be Jewish.
Yeah.
He was like the NJB, the nice Jewish boy.
Always.
But I think it took me like going out with different people and getting to know them and like talk to them and then like kind of like reflecting on my experiences with that and thinking about like down the line, okay, like yes, maybe I'm like just like having fun and going out with people, but like down the line, do I want my partner to
Yeah.
be of the same religion or faith as me and think about like kids and like yeah, that's like really far down the line, but I
No,
decided
but it's
like
still
it's
something to
something
think
that's
about.
important to me. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't realize that it was like when I was in high school and college and I was talking to guys and like just hanging out with men. They weren't Jewish, any of them. And I met my ex and he was not Jewish. He was the like very Catholic. His whole family was. And towards the end of our relationship, there was little things that happened that I was just like, it just would be easier to be dating someone Jewish, in my opinion. And I never thought I would care about that. But like being with
Mhm.
someone did open my eyes to it, that it's like someone who's Jewish will understand little comments you make where you don't have to explain like a Jewish holiday or whatever it is. I'm sorry if you can hear a dog barking.
That's
Um,
okay.
but it's just interesting. Like it does make you think. But I agree, like, yes, we're young, but like a lot of times it's weird to say like dating to get married, or unless it's going to be a hard heartbreak, like you just have to think about a lot of those things. And it's like one thing you're going into a relationship with differences to begin with. Like, do you want religion to be one of them?
Yeah. And I feel like I don't know about other religions obviously because I was raised Jewish, you were raised Jewish, but I feel like there's like this common understanding and just like knowing that Jews have and like we have like the same like foundation for like our
Yeah.
values and our morals, and it's just like kind of comforting to know that, and it does make things a lot easier when it comes to conflict, or
Yeah.
it's just like comforting.
And I mean, there's
I don't
different
know.
like forms of how religious you are. Like I think
Yeah.
you're more religious than I am, and I'm more religious than Max is. Um, but it is interesting to then, like, we've had like conversations, like I would want my kids to have a bar and bat mitzvah, but he's like he never had one, like not to force it on children, like they don't need it, da 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 da. It's like interesting your mindset with how you were raised versus like your partner and going into
Mhm.
like the dating world, and those are like definitely things to think about.
Yeah, 100%. So leading into our tips for online dating, do you have any tips about approaching the apps and
Being super busy can make it really easy to fall into a dinner time recipe rut, or even with your lunches. Any meal, honestly, can get you into a rut, especially with a busy schedule this fall. You can keep mealtime exciting with over 40 recipes to choose from every single week, so there's always something delicious to discover with HelloFresh. It's truly a no-brainer. It does all the shopping and meal planning for you. Ingredients arrive at your doorstep, pre-proportioned and ready to cook, along with pictured step-by-step recipe cards. It's never been easier. I personally love HelloFresh as a way to get exposure to new recipes, make my life a bit easier as a busy 20-year-old in the city. And I love that it's worry-free, it's super easy, it's convenient, and gets delivered straight to my door. Go to hellofresh.com/50ray and use code 50ray for 50% off plus free shipping. That's hellofresh.com/50RAE and use code 50RAE, 50RAE for 50% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit, and thank you for sponsoring today's episode of Morning Rae.
Selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
As easy as pie?
Sure, all you have to do is enter your license plate or VIN.
As easy as a stroll in the park.
Okay, then just answer a few questions and you'll get a real offer in seconds.
As easy as singing.
Why not? Schedule a pickup or drop off and Carvana will pay you that amount right on the spot.
As easy as playing guitar.
Actually, I find that kind of difficult. But selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
Can be.
Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get an instant offer today.
how to go about finding people and going out with them?
I mean, don't be afraid to pay for it. Like, I feel like it sounds bad when I kept saying it that I paid for it, especially when you have the option to. I just feel like when you're trying to find someone, like, why, like, and you're, I was able to organize it. Like, I'd like a taller man. Like, I changed it so it was like 6 feet and older, the religion or the political beliefs, like someone who does or doesn't smoke, does or doesn't drink. I don't think you should be afraid to like organize your profile and who you're looking for based on what you actually want. And I guess if that means paying for it, don't be afraid to. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Um and hmm I'll have to think of another one. That just was on the top of my head because I was made fun of for like paying for it.
Oh, I know a few people that paid for it. Actually, the guy that I was seeing, thou shall not be named, he paid for it.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know. I mean, plus with half the apps now, they're like memberships, like Locks Club is. So by
yeah.
default, you're paying for it. I also would personally recommend like Hinge over the other ones just based off personal experience. Like clearly it worked out for me, but like I just think it's a better app in my opinion. I don't know,
Mhm.
everything about it just seems a lot more like relaxed, chill, and like more comforting that it's like not sketch balls on a app.
Yeah,
Like
I also feel like it's more personable because you have the prompts.
yeah,
It's not like focus on just like it's not like Bumble where the girl has to message the guy or it's
it
like
could be
timed
either.
out. It can be either one and then oh my God, now they added, I don't know if you know about this, they added
Voice
voice
memos.
note.
Oh my god, I'm like I
So bad.
yeah. I saw it on TikTok.
Yes. But however, always like I don't know if you ever experienced this, but before going out on like a first date with someone from a dating app, sometimes you don't know what their voice is, but they can know what my voice is because I'm literally all over the internet. So
Yep.
like what if they have like a really like I don't know unattractive voice that's like so materialistic, but what if they have like an unattractive voice, like I don't know that until I go on the date, but like the voice
Yeah.
memos I
Now
guess
the
that kind
voice
of
memos.
helps.
Yeah, I've seen them where like guys are singing. I'm like, they're like, guess
Oh
this
my god.
melody. I'm like, it's on TikTok, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe Hinge added that. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, beneficial. I know plenty of people who've FaceTimed or had a phone call before going on a date, which honestly not a bad idea.
I've
Just
done that
in terms of
once, thank
yeah, like
god.
making sure one, it's them, and two, that like it's something that you want to do because obviously no one wants to be catfished, but um, that is always an option if you don't want to be surprised
It's
by their
kind of
voice.
like it's like a phone screening before an interview.
Literally. You're like, so tell me about your like your resume and your experience.
This one guy called me before like we had like matched and we're talking a little bit and he phoned me before he ended up asking me out and he was so arrogant and like way too ballsy and like
Yeah.
a little too provocative for my likings. And thank God we spoke on the phone before I even went out with him because oh my freaking
Yeah.
God, like lifesaver.
Yeah, there's been plenty of times like this one guy I remember messaged me and was like, "So, date night this Friday, catch 7 p.m. See you there." And I was like, "You don't even
Whoa.
know anything about me." I was like, some people might be like, "Oh, wow, like taking the reins, good for like I love this." But I was like so thrown off. And I was like, "How about we
Mm-hmm.
like talk a little more? I'll get to know you." We ended up texting and he was the weirdest kid. And then I like was walking in the city with my friends and I heard that someone screaming my name and I like kept walking and then he called me and I one rule for online dating that I always had for myself was if I moved from the dating app to phone numbers and texting, I never put their name in my
Yes.
phone because it's easier to just like delete and not find it again. And so when he called me, I was like, I don't know who this number is. And he like kept trying to have me like go back and hang out with him. And I was like, no, we did this. I don't want to see you. But that goes back to a tip I do have is not to I think it's kind of fun to not put their names in. And then it just means something that when you do put it in that like you want them to be part of your life more, I guess.
Yes, I either don't save their number, or I put it as like first name Hinge. So if you search Hinge in my contacts,
There's like
I'm gonna search it right now.
your little FBI
1
agent in your phone
second.
is like, damn, Lanny, another Hinge name.
Oh
Yeah,
my god, okay.
I never put the names in, so I don't even have any of
We have
those.
so many. We have Adam Hinge, we have Evan Hinge, we have Gabriel Hinge. I don't even know who any of these mans are. Ian
Yeah.
Hinge, I know who Ian Hinge is. Jack Hinge, zero clue. Keon Hinge, I don't know who that is. Noah Hinge, zero clue. Paul Hinge is the guy that called me and was like way too out there. Sean Hinge, I know exactly who that is. Hilarious. Did I ever meet up with any of these?
No.
No. Actually, maybe Adam. Actually, what's his phone number?
I'm like looking
Um,
back at the time frame when I was going on dates and I see all of like the
oh my god,
numbers.
my conversations.
This guy goes, "How's your week?" And I didn't answer for 24 hours. And he goes, "Guess I blew it."
Also, another tip for online dating, when you are actually going to go and meet the person, tell a friend, share a location, especially if
Yes,
it's like a complete stranger, like always meet them somewhere and make sure it's like a public place. Like I don't recommend going to theirs like for the first date if it's a complete
mm-mm.
stranger and you have no mutual friends. Like be safe, be cautious.
I agree with
Again, it's
that.
still the internet. Like kind of having that first like experience, like the early 2000s, like the internet is a scary place. Like
Stranger
kind
danger.
of like yes.
No, definitely. I
Okay.
have so many of my friends' locations. That's a big deal. I went on a first date with a guy and he kept asking me if I wanted to come up for tea. I was like, "Are we in London?"
Oh my god,
Like
I've had that before. It
I
was
was
an
like, "I don't."
Australian guy.
He wasn't though. He was from Long Island. I was like, "I don't
The
want
hell?
tea and
Long
I don't want to
Island
come
and iced tea.
upstairs." Maybe. I was like, "I don't want to come upstairs on this first night. Like, I don't want tea. Like, unless
What
it's
time was he asking you for tea?
like 11 p.m."
Okay, so that was like
Oh, it's tea, all right.
we'll call him Jay. This guy Jay, I got set up with him by my family friend. He was here visiting from Australia, and whenever I'd like walk him or drop him off like at like my family friend's house cuz that's where he was staying. He'd be like, "Do you want to come in for tea?" And it was like 11 p.m. at night. I was like, "No."
But like that's in Australia. I feel like that's what they do. They have a nice cup of tea. Someone from Long Island isn't getting tea at 11 p.m. They're
Maybe his
trying to get in your
parents were like
bed.
British or Australian. Oh my
You're
god,
like
I
trying, you're like,
can't.
maybe they're British. I'm like, he wants to be in your bed.
Well, that's what I was getting from my man at the
Yeah. I
time.
was
And
like,
it's like,
I don't,
no,
I'm like, I don't want tea.
I
I
don't
don't
want
want
tea. We're not interested in tea. I know this is like a metaphor, like no.
no, I don't want tea.
Okay. I feel like we should talk about our tips and like rules for first dates. Like
Yes.
obviously take this with like I still never know this line. It's a grain of salt.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Katie Bellotti did a whole history lesson on this, and I listened to it on her podcast. Grain of salt. It's
Yeah.
actually like a poisonous thing or something, or I don't
Oh,
remember exactly the story, but take it with a grain of salt. Oh, it
interesting.
prevented poison or something. I don't know. Go listen
I'll
to
have
that
to look. Yeah,
episode
I'm
of
gonna have
Thick
to go
and
look that
Thin.
up.
These are my rules for a first date. I don't always follow them. I only have written out 3 of them, but I will be adding more to this list as I discuss. But I always like to show up a little bit late. I like the guy to be there first. I like him to grab the table,
Yeah, I
or
agree.
to put our names down, except if he didn't have a reservation. Um, I've only ever shown up first once, but I prefer to show up a little late.
I agree with
And
that.
yes, and meet there. Don't have them pick you up on the first date. I know some people are like, "Oh, that's so like romantic and like how do you say the word?
Chiv
Chivalry.
chivalrous. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But I agree.
maybe.
I mean, I think it's a little bit easier in the city to be like meet there, because I feel like, I don't know, if I was home I'd be like, I get the you want to be picked up, but also they could kidnap you. I'm always like worst case scenario, I get really stressed about that stuff. So all my dates
Mhm.
I always met there. Plus in the city, like what are you gonna do, meet at the apartment and Uber
Walk
together?
over.
Like
I mean, I've
I
done
don't
that.
really
Like I've
want
had
to.
like the guy like since moving downtown, like I've had the guy like meet outside my apartment and then
Hmm.
like we walked there, but that was only with like people who were like mutual friends or like I
Yeah,
knew or I was set up with.
I'd
Um
say meet there, walk home together, have him walk you home,
yes.
but
Yes.
you can meet there.
Yes. And like I've had a guy pick me up once before and that date ended up not being like such a great date and then you're kind of like stuck there like if you want to leave, like you really
Yeah.
can't because they drove you there. And then also I just feel like meeting for the first time in the car, like especially if they don't get out of the car, like then you do like the awkward hug in the car. And it is like kind of awkward. Like there's nothing to really
Yeah.
like break the ice unless like they're really good at that or you're really good at that. So I always like to meet there. I'm a big fan of drinks for the first date. If you don't drink, then coffee, or like dessert or something, or like maybe like bubble tea. Just because I like drinks because one, it kind of like breaks the ice a little bit. Like you both get a little bit looser, so then you're a bit more comfortable with one another. But also, you're not like sitting there having like a multiple course meal. Like if you're
Oh
not into
yeah.
them, after one drink, like you can get up and go. Like you're not forced
No,
to sit there like for appetizers like wait for
that's
the person
such a
to come
big
over with the
thing.
bill.
That's a big thing. I went on a first date with a guy and we grabbed drinks. And plus, with drinks, you could stay longer, like then decide maybe I'll
Yeah.
grab like an appetizer if you like the person. I also agree with that because then we went on a second date and had a meal and it was the worst date ever. And then I realized that because of spending more time with him. So
Mhm.
it yes, like it might that might happen. You might like fall for the person on the first date and then go to the second and be like, "Oh my god, this is not it." But like imagine if that was the first date. It just seems so much worse to have it be terrible and sitting through like a shit show for the first date, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah. And like also like drinks can kind of be like fun. Like I don't know, like you can also like then go like bar hopping if you like you're super into them, but then like that also gives you like the opportunity like okay, maybe you went to two bars and you're like, "Oh, I'm not really like into this person anymore." Just
Yeah,
dip. Like it's like
yeah,
really easy and also like it's not like if the guy is paying for you, which I think like he should on the first date or like whoever you're seeing, whoever asked you out, um, like it's not like super expensive for the most part. So like
yeah,
I don't know, like I don't want to like feel bad like spend like so much money on dinner and then like
yeah.
not see them again.
No, I
So,
agree with that. I think it's like the amount. Whoa, what just happened? It's a lot easier to like have the drinks. You don't even have to like have. I mean, even if you don't want to drink, like some people might not want drinks. Like you said, grab a coffee, like grab a cup of tea, like then
mhm.
it's like a lot
Tea.
easier to just like hang out with them in that way and like even then learn more about them and plan something for a second date that like then you both like you talk about Italian food and how you studied abroad in Italy, then like you go get
Mhm.
Italian food the next time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what other rules I have.
Well,
Oh, like I like for them to pay on the first date. I say
yeah.
like you can offer if you want, or you don't have to. Always thank them, but don't say thank you on the date, but you don't need to send a thank you text afterwards. In my personal opinion, I feel like that's just
I'm
like a
trying to think.
lot. I like
Oh, I was gonna say that I was saying earlier that I was reading my old text between me and Max that well, first we didn't go. We went to grab coffee, and at Ralph's, and then we went to a museum, and then we went to happy hour. But like honestly, the museum was like major brownie points in my opinion. And I was just talking about this with him. Like I remember calling my mom and being like, "This man's taking me to a museum." Like, it's just more interesting, and it was like a cool photography museum. So I just like I found that to be a little like more fun. And plus, like if you
mhm.
needed to get out of there, didn't like him after the museum or drinks, like drinks are just a few drinks, you could leave. Um, I think I did send him a thank you text that night just because I was like a little bit tipsy after and like being like, oh my God, I had so much fun. Like, da, 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 da. But I agree, you don't have to do that. Like, if you're saying thank you on the date and at the end of the date and everything, like, you don't necessarily have to at the end of the night unless you're like asking for a little, like, for more like of a conversation. It'd be like, all right, he liked me too and like had a good time.
Yeah. Do you have any like non-negotiable like rules for first
Um,
dates?
hmm. I think they were like based off of like crappy dates. Like this one guy got a drink and then it was what he ordered, but he didn't like it and he lied about it to the waiter saying like it wasn't what he ordered and like got another drink. I
Oh
just
my
feel like
God.
there's like yeah, it was like little red flags that I feel like don't be afraid to like just remember these things. Like if it's something that throws you off for some reason, it threw me off that he never had tried coffee cake before. And I was like, red flag, in my opinion. But I'm trying to think of another first date. I agree on the showing up late because I did that like a good fashionably late to the date.
Obviously not too
Hmm.
late. Like
You
really
don't
don't
have to
push like
kiss
more.
on the
Yes.
first date. That is not a necessity. Do not feel pressure to do that. Yeah, Max. They actually 2 days I went on, Max and another guy both asked me at the end if they could kiss me, and I was like, sure. Like at that point, like rather than like, no, I'm good, COVID, sorry.
Oh my God, the
So
mask came clutch one time for me. This guy,
Being super busy can make it really easy to fall into a dinner time recipe rut, or even with your lunches. Any meal, honestly, can get you into a rut, especially with a busy schedule this fall. You can keep mealtime exciting with over 40 recipes to choose from every single week, so there's always something delicious to discover with HelloFresh. It's truly a no-brainer. It does all the shopping and meal planning for you. Ingredients arrive at your doorstep, pre-proportioned and ready to cook, along with pictured step-by-step recipe cards. It's never been easier. I personally love HelloFresh as a way to get exposure to new recipes, make my life a bit easier as a busy 20-year-old in the city. And I love that it's worry-free, it's super easy, it's convenient, and gets delivered straight to my door. Go to hellofresh.com/50ray and use code 50ray for 50% off plus free shipping. That's hellofresh.com/50RAE and use code 50RAE, 50RAE for 50% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit, and thank you for sponsoring today's episode of Morning Rae.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
was like I knew he like wanted to kiss me and I was just like not feeling it. And I like put my mask on as like I was walking up to my building door.
that's smart.
And I just like hugged him. I was like, see ya.
You're like, I go, bye. No, I mean,
Thank God for masks.
yeah, that at the end of the date with the guy that was really crappy with the drink, he leaned in to kiss me. And I literally, like, movie style, The Matrix, like, leaned backwards, like, and was bending backwards. And I was like, no, like, I didn't want to kiss. Like, the date was terrible. And he, like, interrupted me. And I was like, it wasn't even that cute, like, shut up and kiss me, like, in The Notebook or something. Like, he fully was interrupting my story. And I was like, wait, like, this isn't it. Like the date was not good. Don't kiss me. So don't be afraid to say no.
It's crazy how like someone like you could be on the date with someone and like the two people on the date could have like such different interpretations about what's going on. Like you could like think it's going really well and they could think it's going terribly or like vice versa. And
Yeah.
you're like, how does this happen? Like
I
how
will
does it
never understand.
happen?
No, he thought the date was great. He texted me the next day to hang out. And I was like, were you on the same date? Like, did you not see this went terribly? Because, like, it definitely did. And then I tried to ghost him because I thought that'd be a good idea. And then I ran into him in Soho. So, also, if the date is bad, maybe just answer and be like, hey, I don't want to hang out again, and don't ghost him, because I learned the hard way. And the universe presented him in front of me to confront him in person.
I'm all for a good anti-ghost text. I feel like therapy has really like led me to be like more communicative, and so now if I'm not into a guy, I will either tell him on a date, like at the end of the date, if I know 100% in that moment, or I will text him.
Yeah.
And I do the compliment sandwich.
That's smart. Rip
Yes.
the band-aid off.
Yes.
It's easier. Then they'll just keep texting you or something. It's just not worth your time.
Yeah, and like this is the year of being mature. Like we're going to enter 2022. For all my girls who are still single and like going on dates, like be mature, like send that anti-ghost text, like
Yeah.
just be upfront. Like if you're not into someone, like just tell them, cuz I'm sure you would want to know. You wouldn't want to be ghosted.
Yeah, definitely. Also, I was thinking, did you ever have rules if like you went on a date for like a second date or something that was a meal? Did you have things like you wouldn't order? Like someone's like, I can't order spaghetti. It's like a weird food to eat or something.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't order spaghetti because I think my mom like drilled it in my head that like you shouldn't order spaghetti on a date or like on a business meeting because it's like
Yeah.
messy to eat. I feel like I try to pick things that are like easier to eat, but at the same time, like if the guy isn't into me, like
It doesn't matter.
then he's not into me. Like I will choose what I want to
Yeah.
eat, and like I feel like guys like to see like when a girl like isn't afraid to like actually eat food.
Yeah, it's not like I'm
Um,
gonna order a salad and be like, leaves. Like, I'll get a
yeah.
burger or I'll get something. I just always wonder because I'm like, the spaghetti, I agree, can be really messy. But I struggled because like I can't have dairy, and it's always weird.
Mhm.
Like it's like that sucks to say like I have IBS or something, and I can't have dairy. So
Oh my God.
it was
Me
like
explaining I don't
uncomfortable.
eat meat and then
Yeah,
like them like picking every appetizer that like has me. Oh, it just that is a pet peeve. Like if I say like I'm pescatarian and the guys like picking out things, oh, we can't have this because it has meat in it, or like and like they keep pointing it
yeah.
out, like red flag. Like they should just
I
like
I'm like, you can eat it then. Like, if you don't, we don't need to split. Like, and I love that's great. Like, I've done that. I had to like split a salad, or then they put the cheese on the
I love
side.
splitting.
Sweet. And I love doing that now. But like, at the same time, if you want to get that cheeseburger, like the whatever has the cheese or has the meat, like, do it then. You like,
Mhm.
don't point it out to be like, oh, well, I can't get that. That looked really good. Like, have it. I don't care.
Yeah, like I don't care if you have it. And like honestly, like on dates, I if like they're down for it, like I love sharing. Like I love
Same.
like getting like 3 or 4 things and like sharing them all. Like you got to taste the menu
You
more.
get
Like
so
it's a
much
little
more.
more
Yeah.
intimate. Like
I totally
I
agree.
back that.
Yeah, I think, like, it's a good idea, even if it's just appetizers, split them.
Yeah, and it's so fun. And like it's even fun like if you get drinks like to like flip each other's drinks and like try each other's. Like I think that's fun. And then like I don't know why this always happens, but whenever I do that with like a guy I'm on a date with, I always end up liking their drink more, and then they end
Yeah.
up giving me their drink. So
You're
we
like,
switch
"Oh."
drinks. I'm like, thanks. You're
You're like,
so
"Oh,
sweet.
you shouldn't have."
Um, okay, let's get on to worst dating stories because I feel like this ep is getting long, but I'm not mad about it. But I feel like let's start to reel it in. We have some good ones. I've screenshotted
Yes.
them. Should we say our worst dating story first and then go
Mm,
into the DMs?
yeah, you
Okay.
can yeah,
My
I was gonna say, yeah,
okay.
start it off.
Okay, so my worst date story was with the guy that picked me up on a truck. Nothing against him, like he's a great guy, but at the end of the like really isn't even that bad. At the end of the date, he literally ordered tea. Like I didn't get dessert or anything. Like we didn't get dessert, but he ordered tea on the first date. And like we love a confident man, but he literally had like 6 cups of tea and like I
Oh.
just wanted to go home.
Oh my god. You're like, why are we still here?
Like he literally asked for like the little kettle of like hot water so he could keep
Yeah.
making himself more tea.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable. You're like, can you take
Yes.
me home?
Please. I feel like I
So
have more worst date stories, but I feel like I've like blocked them out of my mind and I can't remember
PTSD.
them.
You're like, I don't want to think about it.
I don't want
Mine
to
is
think about it.
the guy with the drinks. He we went on the first date and it was fine. And then the second date, it was just one after another, like little check marks in my head. And they would get worse. Like the drink thing, asking the waiter and like lying to him about it was super weird. And we had left and like he wanted to walk home, which was fine. I love walking. But like the conversation got like very political and then slowly a bit racist, which was really a red flag. And
Oy.
then I walked home and I was like, there's a few other things I forget. I remember writing a list to my friends of 10 things that went wrong. But at the end, I wanted to tell this story and I got like close to the punchline and he leaned in to kiss me. And I was like, wait, I'm not done my story. And also, like, no, this did not go well. And yeah, it was like the longest, worst date I've ever been on. That's why I told Max the bar was so low because not much could be worse than that.
Man.
Yeah,
I don't understand how people can't like read body language.
I don't.
I don't get it.
I'll never
Okay.
understand.
Let's go to the DM. So I went to my Instagram at Lani B Fit. If you're not following me already, you should be. Um, and I asked you guys for some of your worst dating stories. So, from the first listener, a guy invited me out and then he came to pick me up. A girl was in the car with him. And then she came with us to the date and then he had the audacity to drop me off first. And then, of course, after I ghosted him. But what the
Wait,
fuck?
what?
Like, I'm guessing it was like a girlfriend that was like in the car and like she came with like on the date and was third wheeling.
My jaw's on the floor. What the heck? I had a dream like that, but like I literally remember having a dream recently that like I went on a date with my boyfriend and he brought another girl. Like that's I'm shocked. I wouldn't even know what to say.
Yeah, like what? Okay.
That's
Um
crazy.
okay, this one is like a virtual dating story. I talked to this guy for 7 months over text, FaceTime, etc. It literally felt like we were dating. There were 3 days where we were in the same state, so we wanted to plan a time to hang out. Leading up to it, he was being so weird, leaving me on red and asked and whenever I asked to see him, he would say yes. So we end up going on the date and he is so awkward, doesn't even touch me, and acted like he wasn't interested in me at all. So I guess he has a weird kink for virtual relationships.
Oh my god.
7 months? Like, I feel like
That's
if I was talking
crazy.
to someone for 7 months, like, I wouldn't be able to get my hands off of them. Like,
Yeah, I'd be like, "Oh my god, I'm so glad I can see you in person."
yeah,
That's
like,
wild.
what?
Some people are weird.
Um, a guy picked me up for a date once and he was drinking milk out of a Swell water bottle.
How'd she know it was milk?
Maybe he told her?
She's like, "Can I have some water?" And he's like, "Sorry, it's milk." Oh my
In a
god.
Swell water bottle? Also, who drinks, like, milk straight up these days?
Yeah, I don't. I'm like, your stomach is solid then. Wow.
Oh, okay. Another one. Went back to his place for a drink after the first date, and when I went to take off my shoes, he stopped me and started to try to take them off with his teeth.
Oh
Oh my
god.
god.
Both of us put our hands on our mouth at the same time. No way. I knew this was a good idea to ask your followers.
Oh my god.
Like, does he think that that's gonna turn her on and be like, "Oh, keep taking them off with your teeth"? Oh my god, I'm shocked.
Oh my god. Okay, another one. I went on a first date with a guy to Earl's. Earl's is like a classic. It's like a higher end chain here in Toronto.
Okay.
I think it's like also in Vancouver. They have like a lot of plant-based stuff, but like it's like kind of more pricey.
Like
Um
Planta, kind of?
like I wouldn't say Planta, like they have like I wouldn't say as yeah, I would say same price point as Planta, but they also have like regular food, but then they have like a
Yeah.
plant-based menu.
Gotcha.
Little bougie. I ordered one of the cheapest menu items. The waiter handed him the bill and he looks at the total and lets out the most obnoxious whistle. A few days later, I told him I wasn't really interested and he blocked me.
Oh my God.
Wow. This one is insane. Okay, on the first date, this man did cocaine when he went to the bathroom. He was shocked that he ended up being upset and I ghosted him afterwards. I said that it was childish, red flag. On the first date goes to the bathroom and does cocaine. Could you imagine?
No. No, I can't. I mean, I also think like if you're going even to get drinks, like try not to get too drunk. Don't, but also why are you doing drugs and of all the drugs, a hard drug on your date? Like again, don't show up drunk, don't get drunk, don't go get high. Like don't be doing these things. What's happening? Oh my
Oh
God.
my god. Oh yeah, tip for a first date, don't get drunk. I mean, I have done that twice.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's kind of like last with those guys, but I just remember on one date, on the first date, I had never, it was like I had never been this drunk before. And I
Oh my
remember
God.
just sitting there. He had gone to the washroom. I'm like sitting like at the table being like, oh my God, like I have never been so drunk in my life. I'm like, Lana, pull it together, pull it together. Like I had water in front of me. I was like drinking the water. I was like, no more alcohol for you. I had like a full drink in front of me. And I was like,
Yeah.
I need to chill.
That's so funny. Yeah, I mean it happens, so don't get upset if it happens, but try not to.
Try
But
not
also don't do
to.
coke.
No, no.
Never coke.
Okay, so this one, she's writing in about her roommate, but her roommate went on a date with a guy who forgot her name during the date.
Oh my God. I just
Imagine.
wouldn't I just wouldn't say I guess like what if they're like, do you even know my name? Like
I mean, like, if I'm like unsure of their name, I just don't, like, if I'm like
don't yeah,
blanking or like scared that I'm gonna mess it up, then I just
just don't
don't
say
say
it.
it. While showing me pictures of his cats in his Snapchat, there were also naked pics of other girls.
Oh my God. People are
Oh,
ruthless.
oh my God.
I don't even know what I would say.
I would probably just pretend I didn't see it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Do I have any more? I'm like trying to see. No, there's no more. But those were hilarious.
Wait, I forget what my favorite one was.
Oh,
No,
the
there's one.
teeth. Try to take
Yeah,
her shoes off
that's a winner.
with his teeth. Oh my
It
God.
that one wins for the evening. That's insane. I no words, speechless.
No words. When I saw teeth, like I thought maybe like they were hooking up and like he like got super kinky and like trying to maybe take off her underwear or something with his teeth or something, but no, the
Shoes.
shoes.
I thought you were going in the direction of like a Cinderella type of thing. He was like, "Oh, I'll take your shoe off." And you said teeth and I lost it.
Oh my God. If you guys want us to do another episode, just like worst dating stories, let me know on the Morning Rae podcast Instagram or DM
Yeah.
me on at Lani B Fit or DM Lea. We will do this or like even like any story episodes. I love the story episodes on what we said, like babysitting
Yeah.
horror stories, like different things like that could be really fun series that we could
Ooh.
do and Lea could come back on like
I babysat for a while. Babysitting horror stories, that's a good one.
okay, so stay tuned for a sequel.
That's funny.
But thank you so much for coming on the episode. Oh my God, we never even said this is our 50th. Did we say it was our 50th episode?
I'm
I
like,
feel
it's
like we
been a
didn't make it that.
long it's been a long episode, so I'm like, did we talk about it?
I
But
think we
happy
did.
50th.
We're halfway to 100, baby. But thanks so much for coming back on. It was a pleasure having you back on the pod, back at it again.
Back at it again.
At it again. Boop, boop, boop.
So good. I'm glad we came back for a fabulous episode about dating and terrible dating stories and tea and tea.
And tea. And maybe we can do a full episode on sneaky links. I feel like that's
Yes.
very trendy. Sneaky links. But again, thank you so much for coming on the pod. If you guys like this episode of Morning Rae, make sure to rate, review, and subscribe, as that's how you can support the podcast. I love you guys so much, and we'll chat soon. Bye, guys.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.